Hang on, what the fuck? Hang on, what was the first bit?
I don't know.
What was the first bit?
How did Pinocchio find out he was made out of wood?
Yeah.
His right hand caught fire.
Uh,
You know, mm, you know what you tell a woman who has two black eyes?
what? Not the show been told twice.
No, nothing. You told her twice already.
Yeah, it's said that.
Hmm. Fine then. Fine then.
Fucking,
Barty, do you know why a raven is like a writing desk? Because I'm thoroughly stumped on that one.
yeah. Speaking of stuff,
Oh no.
fucking,
Did you find a new porn fixation, Farty? You sick you sick taco.
okay.
Uh-oh. Farty found something he's gonna share with us.
Fucking, funniest part about it is you had that fucking magic it was fucking pissing yourself off.
Say again. Funniest part what?
The funniest part was that he didn't have any idea why I was pissing myself off.
No. I still don't know why.
Okay.
Were you
But
waiting for
he,
us to go on air? Was that the joke?
no, fucking, but he, I was laughing my ass off. It was fucking, the place was getting fucking destroyed and all this kind of shit.
You were
Yeah,
laughing your
and,
ass off. Why?
oh, never mind, never mind, never mind.
Oh no, it's just you're drifting in and out here, sir.
And that's why fucking never mind.
Oh.
um, yeah, don't worry about that.
Okay, I won't. uh things have been getting real interesting around the world recently.
yeah,
Did you see that one leftoid director who was in in that really dumb show that you watched um about the potato cosplaying as a woman
huh?
in the apocalypse where flower people are chasing after people for being because they were zombies or whatever. Pedro Pascal. You didn't hear about that?
Alright, so the one you're asking about the uh, moving around and
Pedro Pascal. He was in The Last of Us. That really dumb TV show that was about that really dumb video game.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Wait, hang on.
Okay.
Someone was. Oh, hang on.
I'm hanging on, Farty. For dear life, I'm hanging on.
Was it last week? You were showing me all these fucking images and shit.
Oh, how we got like two of our streams on YouTube, just like age
Yeah,
restricted.
oh no. Before the show last week, hey, was it you that was showing me all these images and shit that were fucking bloody one in the conversation we got on the Pedro Pascal. Fuck,
I I don't know. All I know is Pedro Pascal's in hot water right now with the with people
oh, no shit.
because he might be
What do you? What?
dating.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Um, But yeah, was it you? Was that in this discussion with, or was it someone else?
It wasn't me because I live under a rock, and I only
Okay.
heard about it today. But
Well, as you can
apparently,
see, I can't remember fuck about that discussion, like, and even who I had it fucking with. So
yeah.
there it's like, there and that's the part of this discussion.
Well, yeah. So apparently, he's in hot water because he may be dating a Jewish guy. Oh, I know, and I'm just like, man, you guys really just want there to be evil everywhere, don't you? And so the people are just trying to cancel him for that because we're at war with Iran or whatever and free Palestine or whatever. I don't. If you ask me, they're all being a bunch of nincompoops.
Free plasticine.
Mm, I'd like some free plasticine. Are you sharing, Barty? Are you handing out free plasticine?
Um, brown stuff.
Do I have to supply my own detonator?
Yeah, brown ones.
Okay. Whatever happened to the Claymore, Farty?
Oh, it's still there because it's not classed as a mine. Classed as a command detonation device.
Right, but you don't typically see them used anymore. You see like plasticine
Oh
or
yeah.
some other thing has taken its place.
Yeah,
Farty's just munching away. So am
yeah.
I. So this is the I guess the Exiled Opinions mukbang stream. I've got some disgustingly hard corned beef and quinoa and sauerkraut that I'm eating, and I don't know what Farty's chewing on. It sounds like some Pringles or something.
Original rice crackers because they were fucking free and I'm almost in.
Mm,
Almost finished the thing and you were waffling on and you stopped talking halfway through the bloody thing.
gotcha.
What was that? Fuck, what was I gonna say? What were we talking about?
Um, we weren't really talking about anything to be honest.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I mentioned that Pedro Pascal was getting canceled by leftoids.
Fuck
And it's
it.
hilarious. It was hilarious how they just eat their own, isn't it?
Alright?
The left.
Oh, yeah, alright.
Yeah. It's like, no wonder you guys keep losing elections. You don't know what the hell you stand for.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh, well, I wonder what he did to go against the Epstein thingy-doodle.
well, it's just because he might be dating a Jewish guy, and there's no confirmation whether or not he is.
Can't, it can't be just that.
Oh, it is. I was watching that one Australian lady who does YouTube things. What the hell was her name? Sydney, I think. Not Sydney Sweeney.
Mm-hmm.
I wanna say her name is Sydney.
Oh, I know. Oh, and she hangs
Sydney
around with fucking.
Watson.
That's the bitch.
Yeah.
I know of her. I don't follow her.
I don't really follow her. She just pops up on the Exiled Opinions YouTube account once in a while.
Uh, what?
Yeah, so when you go to the homepage of YouTube and
Yeah,
like your account has like whatever, and you might have multiple accounts.
yeah.
Um, she shows up as like one of the video recommendations on the Exiled Opinion homepage.
Mm.
Not on our homepage, like on the YouTube homepage from that account. Like, I'm sure it would be very similar if you logged into the homepage and looked at it there, from the Exiled Opinions account.
Anyway, buddy,
Anyway, that's how I found out about it. I found out about it through her, and that was like about an hour before you hopped on.
he's alarmed, buddy.
And apparently, a bunch of people are just lambasting the new Star Trek show, and I'm just like, imagine that the new Star Trek series is garbage.
Oh well, fucking last week the buddy there was an article saying the title fucking Star Trek oh no, yeah, was it Star Trek or Star Wars?
Star Trek Starfleet, I think it's called.
Oh yeah, that's it, that's the one. New Starfleet creators fucking say that if you keep review bombing us, we won't make any more.
Oh, please.
So so I instantly went and found a picture of a B-52 mid fucking carpet bomb. Like I started fucking putting little review over each of the little bombs.
I've seen that.
Yeah, funny bit. The joke is, I get fucking bored halfway through, and then like, oh fuck it, I put at the bottom. Oh, it can't be fucked doing the rest, but you get the point. And I posted that on the Disney's fucking page.
Yeah. Mm.
Don't know
That's
whether
what
it's still
happens
there or not.
when Disney owns Star Trek. Because CBS is owned by Disney, right?
Yeah, well, sort of like I never really was really a Star Trek person. Like I like the ships and stuff like that, but like
Mm,
it's gotten out of hand now. And, like really didn't sort of grasp the hippiness of it, and
yeah.
sort of it was more wars than Trek than anything else. If I was to say
Right.
I was either side.
Um, Largely Star Trek is just kind of a boring series for me. I'm in the same boat as you.
Mm.
I think it I think it was fine up until the end of Discovery. Not Discovery.
Yeah, especially since
Enterprise.
like yeah, especially since like the fucking the science doesn't mean shit no more. Like you have you had these rules where like how like say warp engines work, right? And
Hmm.
it was the gap between the actual engines themselves that made the difference. Not this bubble that went around the fucking thing. It sort of kind of like it made a warp field between the engines that actually made the thrust
Yeah.
by rushing subspace between those two fields. Now you had to have that gap because if you put something in there, it'd be launched out at fucking warp speed.
Yeah.
That's why you see all these early ones that have their engines in pairs, and there's always a gap between them. And all of a sudden, some dipshit comes around and starts putting one engine or three engines or shit between the engines or all this and a whole bunch of these dumb fucks who think they're fucking Trekkies who haven't been around, like who Gen fucking Y and all these kind of oh no, yeah, get back field, yeah, and it's fucking yeah. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah, that shit supposedly bloody canon and whatnot.
Yeah. I
And
don't get it myself, to be honest.
So yeah, that's where I'm like, okay, if you're gonna do that, you can all fucking piss off. Like I wasn't really into this in the first place. I was only into the ships, and then now you're gonna fuck
Yeah.
that.
Well, it's like me and the Ghostbusters fandom, you know. Um, when people were like rallying and saber rattling that, oh, if you don't like this woman movie, you just hate women. And I'm just like, where the hell did this come? And it came out of left field. I can't be the only one who noticed that. It just came out of nowhere for no reason. And I
I'm
think
glad the
Sony,
I'm glad the new ones completely ignore that one.
yeah, but there's still that DNA of that one in the new ones, in the newest two entries, because like the first sequel to come out after the 2016 movie, I think was really weak. All right, I have my gripes with it. I think overall the the movie was really hand holding the Phoebe character. I think overall the movie did a huge disservice to like just Ghostbuster fans in general. And Ghostbuster fans in general just lapped it up because it was a new Ghostbusters movie with most of the original cast.
Well,
And go
well,
ahead.
I have to stop you there because, in fact, it was everything that we asked for, right? It was everything that was going to be in this original script that I kept banging on about. And then you go all the way back before 2016. I have been banging on about
Mm-hmm.
this before on my own channel. About there was this pre-script,
Mm-hmm.
and I can prove it because I even keep mentioning this that
Right.
with that they already had someone written out, and that was fucking Bill Murray,
Yeah.
and that was because he kept getting touted as being very difficult to work with, and it was up in the air of whether he was going to show up or not. So they wrote him in and wrote him out of the script. So there was two scripts,
Yeah.
and it was easy. It would easy to adapt it nowadays, which is what they actually did. They adapted that script
Right.
because of
The
Harold Ramis. Now,
right.
fucking the one way that they were going to write Bill Murray out the script, or anybody else for that matter, was that this one was like the Bill Murray, like the one that we didn't get was going to be a passing of the torch anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So it was going to be the old crew starting off a new crew, and it was supposed to be that like they'd franchised off, and it
Mm-hmm.
was supposed to be that was mainly going to be focused on the new crew, and one or more characters was going to have a phone call.
Right.
Okay, and it was going to be the new cunts going to be calling the old cunts for advice.
Right.
And this was going to be where maybe Bill Murray might have been written into it, where fucking like it might have been perceived that the new cunts were having a problem. It's like, oh, maybe we should ring up, and one or more phone calls might have been made. Where it would come down to, oh no, Bill knows all about that.
Right.
Um, and then they finally call him. Well, they had that phone call in this, right, where
Right.
fucking Phoebe fucking calls Ray.
Uh-huh.
And it is the passing of the torch, whether you like it or not. And they did even write in the part where there was a missing. Okay, so what? You know, they acknowledge he's dead, but that's rewritten for circumstance where art imitates life. Fucking, and it had to, because how do you go forward from there?
Right.
Um, but all of those aspects were there, and you can see the elements of what we were asking for, what we were told, and what we were very, very disappointed of when they fucking decided to make 2016 and piss on everything that fucking
Right.
already established.
Right. Now I'm not saying now I'm not saying the 2018 Ghostbusters movie wasn't, or the 2020, whatever it was. Was it 2018 or 2020? I don't remember. But
Uh,
I'm not saying it wasn't what fans had asked for, but I think the script was a far cry from what Hangers On really deserved. I think largely the script they had phoned it in. And I will concede that, yeah, they did have to change a lot because
well,
Harold Ramis passed away.
just real quick, they kind of did have to phone it in, and this is like one thing I was going to get on with in a sec when you were done, but I'll bring it in now.
Okay.
Because they had to show after fucking 2016 that
Hmm.
they actually did know the script, and they did know the storyline. They had to show that, like, okay, you can fucking trust us because look, we know what we're doing. You
Right.
know, it's the lineage. You know, it's fucking Ivan Reitman's kid, fucking, and we're not going to fuck this up. So we got to show you all this kind of crap to, suck your dick kind of thing. And
Right.
even to the end, at the end, right, where they had fucking Eddie, what's his name? Bloody
Oh, Winston.
yeah, Winston Zedmore's character comes in. That's actually in Law too, where he
Yeah.
was going to night school,
Yeah.
and ended up getting this fucking like mad fucking qualification that earned him a shit ton of money, and he ended up funding like the Ghostbusters and whatnot.
Yeah.
And they actually
So
reference that right at the end.
in the cartoon, they made reference that he was going to night school. They
Mm,
never said in the same episode what he was going to night school for,
no,
but in different episodes, they would mention Winston's going to night school for like engineering, and he got a really good engineering degree,
yeah,
going to night school, and they reference it in Ghostbusters 2 somewhere. I think it was in some of the deleted scenes, but they did try to work it in Ghostbusters 2 that he was going to night school for engineering. And I'm not trying to take away from any of that. I'm just saying the what they had.
yeah.
Um,
I'm just saying they had to
oh
do
no,
stuff like
yeah,
that to show that, like, yeah, no, we know the law, because that was another thing there too. It was clear that fucking Dick Suck McGee, whatever the fuck his book the name was, that was doing 2016, had no fucking clue about like the franchise, the law, or anything like that,
right.
because he just took it and fucked it. And I'd say that any of the actresses that
I
reckon that they were fans and they were in it because of the fandom, because they completed the fucking movie and
right,
let it get that far, I'd say that they were full of shit with that too, so they can fuck off as well.
right. So what I'm trying to get at is, um, I'm trying to get through this in one sitting. So how I feel about Afterlife, because that we'll call it the Afterlife era. Um, because there was what Afterlife and then Frozen Empire, which was the newest one that came out like a year or two ago, and the Afterlife movie, which is the one where they kill off Harold Ramis for obvious reasons. So there you have to like so I have to recognize that is going to be a limitation going into the movie. What I don't have to recognize is the way they did Egon dirty for the entire length of the movie by just like not even acknowledging him and just kind of nodding that Egon's ghost is basically hand holding Phoebe the entire time. Um, and the beginning of the movie is like, oh, Phoebe tore apart the apartment trying to, get more power up for some wacky science experiment she's doing. And I'm not saying that's unrealistic. Michio Kaku, um, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Albert Einstein, they all did things very similar, right? They did things very similar.
Uh,
There is a 12-year-old right now who is hooked together 400 car batteries to create an arc an arc plasma device that just
Um,
basically melts rebar when you connect the circuit. And so I'm not saying it's unrealistic. I will never say it's unrealistic, because when a child is given the opportunity to, and I myself screwed with electronics when I was like 11 years old. I was making EMP blasters, and I had no idea that's what I was doing until my science teacher said, "Oh, this is going to be dangerous for any electronics in the area." And I was like, "I know," and I was all proud about it. And my science teacher was like, "No, this is not a great use of your time." And he explained to me what I had done, and that I had taken um a couple of flash cameras, those disposable flash cameras, and I've taken some really big capacitors out of like boom boxes and ghetto blasters and stuff, and I'd wired up this giant capacitor bank and this giant coil with I don't know how many feet of copper wire, of copper pipes. I used copper pipes in this thing, Farty. Like legit, like you go to the hardware store, you find that, that really malleable copper pipe that's supposed to go around like really tight bends and stuff. I was using stuff like that too. And I was making this giant coil, and I was sending it all into a capacitor bank and then sending it down the coil and zapping anything in the area. And my science teacher was like, you can't have this at the science fair, because it will disrupt things, because it was massive. It was about 4.5 feet tall, Farty. And so I'm not saying it's unrealistic for Phoebe to have been breaking the apartment and like tearing out, the copper wiring out of the walls or anything. Um, it's fine, it's whatever. But then you go from her like exploring and just kind of like figuring out her own world, to this ghost holding her hand for the entirety of the movie, um and not really giving her a chance to fail at anything. um you put it all on the parents in the last reel, where they where their mom turns into one of the freaking terror hounds again, and we get a repeat of the original Ghostbusters movie. I get people wanted it. I get people wanted to see something familiar. I get that's what nostalgia is. But I think largely it is a to not tell an original story is is a disservice to what a franchise should be. Right? It's Disney syndrome. It's Marvel syndrome. And my problems with Afterlife come from a very like tired of Disney slop, mindset. And mm, the biggest I think the biggest slap in the face was the just disrespect that they showed Egon for the entirety of the movie. And then someone realizes that Egon wasn't out to hurt anyone, and then all of a sudden Ray and the others show up. That would have been the perfect time for there to be some failure on the part of Phoebe and the rest of the kids, and and then like do something story based with it, instead of Phoebe's being handheld by the ghost the whole time, then Phoebe's being handheld by her parents, for the last third of the movie, and then the Ghostbusters show up, so no real consequences happen. And I don't know, like I had a bunch of problems with Afterlife, repeating a lot of the same things um that were that were in Ghostbusters 2, that were in the first Ghostbusters movie, and the side story about them dealing with Egon's death, they didn't really deal with Egon's death. Like the mother was a constant chronic drinker, so she never actually we never see her actually mourn the loss of her father. We never see any like relationship, because if you assume that even if her father was estranged, that she would have some form of attachment to Janine. She'd at least know who Janine was, because even in the Extreme Ghostbusters cartoon, Janine like followed Egon out of academia back into the ghost busting business. And they kind of like, I don't know, it feels like they leave so much potential for any storytelling they could possibly dig up on the cutting room floor. And that's where my problem largely is with Answer the Call. Now, I'm not saying it was the worst thing I'd ever seen, but I am not going to say it was better than Answer the Call, because I don't, in my opinion, it wasn't. I think they were about on par as both being equally just whatever, you know, of being directionless. And that's the problem I have with it. And I know people are gonna fight me about it, but that's just, I don't know, that's just the way I see it. Sorry for soapboxing, Farty. I'm right with you that I agree with a lot of the things that you point out about it. It just, as a whole, it just, it didn't settle with me the way they told the story, and there was a lot they could have done.
Perfectly fine, perfectly fine. Allow me to
What's
make a
that,
drink.
Farty?
Perfectly fine, perfectly fine. Allow me to make a drink.
Okay.
So,
Are you okay, Farty? Are you with us?
yeah.
Okay. I upset you, Farty, with my overview of how I feel about answer the or about afterlife.
Oh no, no, no. But at the beginning, when you're having giving examples of supposedly smart people,
I'm just saying
what's
it's not unrealistic. There's there there's information around, and people like, I was a curious child, and I experimented with things. I understood that as a child, like one of the first things I ever made with my own two hands was an electromagnet by wrapping copper wire around a screwdriver and then hooking it up to a 9-volt battery or a 12-volt battery. I don't remember. I think it was a 12-volt battery. It was one of those big, chunky block ones with the two springy ends on top. I think it was a 12-volt. But I understood electromagnets by the time I was 12. Um, and there's no reason that, I didn't. There was no reason I couldn't understand what capacitors did by that time either. So I'm just putting it out there that I don't I'm not going to take away from the Phoebe thing at the beginning, because it's not entirely implausible that maybe she did, tear apart the apartment to make, whatever gadget she was making, or to run, extra power for whatever she was doing. Because we never really see what she was doing, I don't think. And even if that were the case, I don't I don't really care. I think it's a non sequitur. I think if you're going to be hung up on something in the movie about not something in a movie about not being realistic, I think that's one of the least of the concerns. especially if the main character is being coddled and handheld the entire time.
I can't remember whether you've gone too far back or not back far enough.
I don't know. It's one of those things, isn't it?
Nope.
Where no, I mean it's one of those things where either I'm going too deep in
I
or I'm
mean,
not.
I mean in the conversation
Oh, I don't know.
because I was talking about uh, when you were using Michio Kaku and
Oh, like Neil deGrasse Tyson and Einstein and stuff. Yeah,
yeah, smart people as examples.
they did some ridiculously stupid things. Like Einstein is has been there's this story that's been corroborated on multiple occasions by other sources that Einstein um notoriously took nitro on trains. Nitroglycerin, like a little bit of that stuff is super unstable. And the trains of the time, we're talking steam locomotives of the time, they did not have the suspension they have now. Not anywhere near close. And
Depends on
so
how much is a little bit.
a few ounces, like 4 ounces.
That's not so much.
Oh, it's still enough to blow a hole in the train. It's
Depending.
enough to be dangerous, Farty.
Depending. Oh, well, fucking most of your heart attack fucking victims usually carry a little bit more than that, but that's also
Right.
mixed up.
But
That's
that's
also
an
mixed up with binders and fucking stabilizers and all that kind of shit.
right. I
Which,
was going to say that's a
like,
far more stable. But when you're
yeah,
taking pure liquid nitrogen, or not liquid
no,
nitrogen, when you're
well, no,
taking pure
well, 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 well,
nitroglycerin,
well, 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 yeah, yeah, check on that because someone's like back in those days that's a
right,
bit of a oh my god fucking hokey fucking wasn't really recognised as an actual fucking remedy at that point in time. It was kind
right,
of like fucking using Coca Cola as like a fucking remedy for an amputation.
hmm
That's how it was seen at that point in time.
right,
So check on that one because you got to remember, like fucking the stuff we know now, is nothing
hmm
like the stuff. It is like completely different to the stuff that they knew then. And where I was going with Neil deGrasse Tyson in particular, he's just a very good explainer.
right.
He's not actually that smart. He's just good at reading script. Um, but fucking Michio Kaku, holy shit, he is completely fucking stupid. That man. I once heard him say that, like, there's his ad where on the Discovery Channel, fucking from like about 20 years ago,
Yeah,
and they're trying to tout him as being some fucking. It's clear he's just seen too many episodes of Star Trek for a start, and in this ad, he basically says, "Oh yeah, was it fusion? But like there's something about fucking, but that doesn't exist."
yeah,
Talking about fusion power, like
yeah.
generating.
There was an
But
episode of something I'd seen on I want to say it was Discovery, where Michio Kaku was talking about a working lightsaber and what it might actually be, and he talked about how we could make something right now that was like a lightsaber. The closest we could get with our technology would be would basically be a magnetically suspended uh plasma wand essentially.
Yeah, well, when he said that fusion doesn't exist, I looked out the window and saw a giant ball of fusion existing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so he's not that smart either.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not going to. I'm not going to say that it was implausible for Phoebe to be doing experiments with high voltage. I'm not. Um.
Oh, I really don't really like the young fucking knows everything more than ever. That's a bit of a Mary Sue there.
Yeah. And that's my problem with Phoebe is that Phoebe doesn't have an arc. Phoebe's not
And
a
of course,
character.
she's representation as well,
Right. And
because of
that's
course
my
she's got to be a lesbian.
and attracted to ghosts apparently. I don't know because I didn't actually see the movie. I didn't see the second uh Phoebe Busters movie. Um and that's what I'm gonna call it. And I'm gonna call it that from now on. But um and that's not to throw shade at it. I'm just saying that it's it's not what Ghostbusters fans deserved, but it's what they got. Just like Answer the Call was not what Ghostbusters fans deserved, but it's what they got. And this is coming from someone, and I want people to know that I was hopeful for Answer the Call, even knowing ahead of time what was going to be in the movie. Even knowing ahead of time, I was still hopeful. And I really wanted it to do well. And the fact that Ghostbusters got a second chance after Answer the Call just completely like shattered my expectations for another Ghostbusters anything. Um not even a trading card, not even a single printed trading card. Like a Magic the Gathering reference, right? Like how they're doing Magic the Gathering for like every franchise there is now. Um but like I was not hopeful that we would even see like a single Magic the Gathering trading card for Ghostbusters, even if it was just Slimer and it was just a green land. Um but the fact that they got a second chance, and in my summation they really just, even with the sequel, um Frozen Empire, they left a lot of potential on the floor. And it I'm tired of them resurrecting IPs, to be honest with you. I'm tired of them resurrecting IPs, and I'm tired of the long running IPs. There are so many stories that can be told that have not been told because Hollywood is hollow, and all they know is to chase whatever the current hotness is. And by the time whatever the current hotness is, the normie has moved on already. And we never used to make movies for normies. We used to just make movies. And whoever showed up, showed up. But in the last 20 years, 30 years or so, we've had more and more of um, a push for movies to just be these big events and to cost more than 100 million, 200 million, 300 million, what was it, $500 million for one movie I'd seen recently that that broke even and did a little bit better than break even, and they called it a failure. I think it was like a $500 million movie, and then it did like 600 or 700 million in returns, and they called it a failure. And what did we used to get, Farty, back in the day? How much was Saving Private Ryan? You know? Like, how much did that movie cost?
Good question. Well, I don't know. With the inflation, fuck to find out.
Oh, well, we're not looking at inflation. Let's see. Saving a budget. budget budget. So Saving Private Ryan cost. Come on, come on, load. All right, cost $30 million to make. Or no, sorry, it had a $70 million budget. It opened to $30 million, and that movie was considered like one of the greatest movies in the '90s. Right, like one of the last best movies of the decade. Its domestic opening was $30 million. Its budget was $70 million. $70 million to make Saving Private Ryan. It grossed $217 million. Now that's the budget for that is the budget plus for Answer the Call. Answer the Call had a budget of like $150 million, I think. I'll look it up right now. Let's see. Ghostbusters budget 144 million. So yeah, close to $150 million. And yeah, you look at the box office numbers. And Saving Private Ryan was everywhere. I remember it being everywhere. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. An entire country's GDP goes into a single movie now. An entire small nation's GDP goes into making a movie now, and if it makes double its money back, it's considered a commercial failure because movies have gotten too expensive to make. And it's just sickening to me, I think. I don't know. I'm getting off my soapbox now, Farty. How's your snack there, sir? Mm. Are you still with us, Farty?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm the problem, Farty.
Hmm.
What do you think? You think I'm the problem?
Uh,
No?
uh,
No. Farty's passing out again. I'm out of steam though, man. I don't have anything left. I went on a tirade for 45 minutes and you didn't stop me, sir.
uh,
Ah. All right, we're going to get on out of here. Thank you all for hanging out with us today. We'll catch you again next week.
Why?
What? Why? Marty, you're clearly on your way back into Snoozeville, dude.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are. You can protest all you want. I hear. Was that supposed to be a swear?
Fuck yeah.
Go back to bed, Farty. We'll see you all again next week.
No.
All right.